Hello and welcome to another video on the quest to finding the legendary One Piece treasure. And in this video, we will be discussing what we could be looking forward to in Season 2 of the live-action One Piece series.
So please do me a favor and leave a like on this video. It will help the channel tremendously. And subscribe for more videos like this. And comment below, what are you waiting for in season 2 of the live action One Piece series? Let me know and let's talk about it together.
A change. Now, with the word change, it can be drastic in the sense of how different it can be based off of the manga and anime. Although the manga is the blueprint for everything in One Piece, the anime does a good job of using the manga to create its own things, minus the fillers in those anime parts. A filler is an added story in the anime that creates more depth of that story within One Piece. Although fillers don't have anything to do with the canon of the story moving forward, it does have sometimes a good slice of life that is not in the manga. Changes to the anime and the manga are also apparent. For example, when the flashback in the anime is more in episode 3 or 4 than in the manga, which is the flashback of Luffy in the early chapters of the manga. Many changes had occurred over the anime thanks to 4Kids at the time using their own ways of pretty much censoring things. So the anime and the manga had to change certain things to fit the anime media. But nevertheless, it's still One Piece. At its core, in the end, the anime and the manga and the live action One Piece series will have changes, especially when it comes to Season 2. Just like how Season 1 did their live action One Piece adaptation, Season 2 will be no different. In this case, it would mean that the One Piece Season 2 could have many things happening that do not happen in the manga and anime. For example, Monkey D. Dragon being more involved in Season 2, or Portuguese D. Ace also being more involved, and in this case, having Vivi be involved in the very first episode than being involved in Reverse Mountain. Another good example is having Vice Admiral Garp early on in Season 1, in which he was introduced in 300 episodes or chapters of the manga and anime, in which this is where we get the reveal of who Vice Admiral Garp is to Luffy. It was a shocking turn for Season 1, as this means that changes are going to be made for Season 2. Now, Netflix has not yet revealed what the numbered episode count will be for the season 2 of One Piece live action series, but we can bet a 10 episode count could be immeasurable to what we're trying to see in the story moving forward, because we would be going into the Alabasta saga. So certain changes to the arcs and characters appearing in those arcs and things that happen in those arcs might differ in the live action One Piece series. For example, what happens in Whiskey Peaks, Little Garden, Drum Drum Island, and even Reverse Mountain and Logtown may be different in comparison to the manga and anime. Even how the story is structured in the whole Alabasta saga itself's arc could very well be more in tune to the story. Just like how Season 1 really tried to focus heavily on Nami's background. Who is Nami? What's her point? What's her purpose? In this case, in Vivi's terms, what is going on in Alabasta? What is going on with the secret organization that is Baruch Works? Who's in charge of this organization, and how are they going to be taken down? Noting also that Vice Admiral Garp is well aware of Baruch Works, and they've been finding or trying to find Baruch Works from the very beginning up until Monkey D. Luffy had stolen a map to the Grand Line, in which Vice Admiral Garp went on the pursuit to try and convince Luffy his true destiny is what his aim is truly to be, the king of the pirates. Tony Chopper. Tony Chopper is an interesting character and part of the Straw Hat crew. Tony Chopper is a reindeer who happens to be a doctor, and one of the best doctors in the world. Having a doctor will come in handy, especially with the big battles that are looming just in the horizons. Now, what could be a little different is how Tony Chopper is going to look. Based on the drawing by Ichiro Oda, we can tell that Ichiro Oda wants Tony Chopper to look just like he does in the manga and anime. That means that Tony Chopper will most likely be a child. And when he transforms into a monster-sized creature, he becomes an adult. But still with that childlike wonder. So we know that the prosthetics used on the character of Arlong, it was found out that the creators that did the special effects used prosthetics to make Arlong look like a fish man. And it seems to be that this is going to be the same case for Tony Chopper. With concerns going underway as how Tony Chopper will stay small in the live action series, it's anyone's guess on what could happen. Maybe Tony Chopper starts out as a child, and eventually throughout the One Piece series, he starts to mature and go from a child to a teenager to an adult in the One Piece live action series. Now, people may not like this as they want Tony Chopper to stay young forever and little and cute. It does sell and it does help to create that anime manga counterpart. But they can use the budget on keep on having the same actor, whoever the child actor is going to be, and using prosthetics to this actor, as they plan on doing more seasons than just one. And Tony Chopper will age eventually, just like every member of the Straw Hat Pirate crew and every person involved in doing this live action adaptation of a popular manga and anime. Relatively unknowns, but maybe celebrity guests. Now, when it comes to celebrity guests appearing on an actual franchise, people have to understand that it's expensive to go out and hire well-known actors for roles because they are expensive. Now, sometimes there are actors out there who love the material so much that they're willing to do it pretty much just to do it, just for fun. And yeah, they'll get paid good, but still they're doing it more for the love of the project. And there are some actors out there, especially characters like Dr. Korea, for example, who the fans want to play by Jamie Lee Curtis. For those that do not know, Jamie Lee Curtis is a veteran actress herself, as she has starred in many Halloween movies, such as the Michael Myers flick of The Halloween Ends, and funny comedies such as Freaky Friday, starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis herself. But we do not know yet if that's going to happen, because during the recording of this video, the strikes were going on for the Writers Guild of America, and that had put a pause on a lot of productions going on in all sorts of films and television. But now it seems that the Writers' Strikes Guild has calmed down and is slowly coming to an end. In a recent interview, Jamie Lee Curtis herself stated that once the strike is over and she feels good about the results, she would love to jump on this at once, right away. This very well means that she would immediately jump on the chance. So we can see Jamie Lee Curtis played as Dr. Korea in One Piece live action. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Korea is the doctor who trained Tony Chopper and gave Tony Chopper a new lease on life, how to live, and how to be excited for who he is deep inside. But there's a story with Tony Chopper, as he's not scarred from the outside in the world of humanity in what they look at, he's scarred from the heart, deep within, and that's a wound that cannot be healed by simple medicine. So the story of Tony Chopper needs to hit well, and having a great actress go along with the kid that's going to be Tony Chopper can very well do the job justice. 6 seasons or maybe even 12 plus. Now, it's no joke when people say some stories are way too long to tell in media. And in this case, One Piece live action is a daunting task for the very well reason that there are about 1,000 anime episodes and 1,000 chapters in the manga as well. And this can mean that if you try to adapt a story this long with deep story and character and lore, it's going to take quite some time. This adaptation is almost impossible to do because of how long it is. It's not about that they can't do it or how they can do it. It's more about, are they willing to go many years in the production of this and put investment into this to the point where it continues to make revenue for them. Fans love it, audience love it, and it continues to be successful in live action. Now, people are easily going to the anime on One Piece because it's on Netflix and they're seeing the special TV specials and movies that are on Netflix as well. But that's the same thing as going out to the local Barnes and Nobles, for example, or a local bookstore and getting yourself the One Piece manga right away that's in the East Blue Saga. But the problem with that is there's so many mangas, so many episodes to watch that you find out they're making a live action One Piece series, you know that if it does well, and even if it didn't do well, that their task is so long that how are they going to do the actors? How are they going to do the characters? How are they going to do the arcs, the sagas? How are they going to build up to those moments from the anime and manga that hit us fans that love the material? Well, it turns out that they are planning on doing 6 seasons of One Piece. 6 seasons is equivalent to 12 years in real time, in real life. The actors are a certain age right now. By the time they hit 12 years, they would have been old enough to no longer just be worth what they are now. They'll be more expensive, they'll be a lot older, they might not be able to do the same tricks and techniques that they were able to do back in the day. It might be hard to work out and look the same image. For example, Luffy needs to look like Luffy. Even if it's bulky and strong, he still needs to look like Luffy. That's just an example. And making Luffy older in the series, it could take some time. Now, it could work that eventually they do hit the 6 years and it's 12 years, and they decide, oh, it's doing so well and the actors want to keep coming back to finish this story. We're going to do another 6 seasons, making it 12 more seasons. It is possible that the live action could go over and we can see all the stuff and they want to come back and that would make sense. But in the end, at the end of all this, it's up to the producers and showrunners, the actors, the stories they wanted to tell. If they're satisfied with doing the stories for 6 seasons and everyone is happy, the fans, the audience is happy, and there's a good ending to the story, moving forward in 6 seasons, then that will be fine for us because we have the anime and we have the manga to see the finale of those things when it comes to it. So to create more time and more things and more energy and more budget, we might see characters a lot earlier in the series or seasons than we were, and the arcs might be condensed to fit the story that's going forward. And also, the major arc villains would probably be the main overall antagonists of this type of story, featuring the 7 Warriors of the Sea being the main antagonists of this One Piece live action adaptation of the manga anime. Ichiro Oda will be heavily involved in season 2, moving forward into seasons 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, one of the reasons why the Netflix adaptation of One Piece was so successful is probably due to Ichiro Oda heavily being involved. Ichiro Oda is the creator of One Piece. He's the one that created the manga, and he's the one that helped oversee the anime in various parts. Although he is a little frustrated with certain parts of the anime, that we won't go into that in this video, but he was responsible for telling Netflix, yes, I want to make a live action One Piece adaptation with you because you understand what I want. And that was the reason why Ichiro Oda did it, because he gave the blessings and the rights to make the characters and the story, because he will be involved. He will say no, he will say yes. And the producers and showrunners have to figure out ways to do this and make it work with what he can give them.
Another thing is that we can be expecting season 2 to be arriving in 18 months if they start soon. That would mean that we would be seeing season 2 in probably March 2025, according to some of the showrunners of the live action One Piece series show. But that is pretty much it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, please leave a like on the video. It would do me a tremendous help as I'm trying to grow my channel and doing more news and more entertaining stuff for all of you. Please subscribe for more videos like this, as it's informative and information is awesome for all of you to hear all this awesome, exciting stuff. And comment below, what do you guys think about season 2 being done in March 2025. Like, it can drop in 2025 if they start now shooting or doing the production right away, right now. Or do you think it's okay to give them time? I think even if it drops in 2026, it's got to be good in terms of how awesome One Piece is. It's got to be good. Just because the story of Alabasta is so important in One Piece, I think they need to take their time if they need to. Alright, bye-bye!